Okay, Japan turn 3. This is what the board looks like after Russia's turn. So we've still got the 3 Russian dudes in Szechuan, and they have invaded Korea. Oh no. They've broken the Mongolian rule because it includes Manchuria and Korea, so I may now move into any adjacent state, and he does not get these troops at all, and it remains a permanent neutral zone. So that's good, for me, at least. So the buy this turn is going to consist of 4 infantry, 2 artillery, a naval base, and a submarine. We're going to be saving 2 IPCs. And let me just jump right on into combat moves. So up here we're going to have Chahar take 2 infantry into Suiyang, along with the... Actually, he's not going to move. The artillery from Hopei is going to move into Suiyang. The 2 infantry in Hopei are going to move into this territory, Kansi, I believe it is. Along with the artillery from Kuei Chao is going to move into Shenxi. The 2 infantry from Kuei Chao are going to move into Szechuan, and the 1 artillery from Yunnan is going to move into Szechuan, attacking across the board. Then we're going to have the we'll do those in a minute. Then we're going to have the 3 ships in Sea Zone 37. The submarine, the battleship, and the cruiser are going to move 38, and they're going to attack the British fleet here. Then we're going to have the 2 strat bombers from French Indochina are going to move to Shan State, Sea Zone 38, there. And then we're going to have 2 zeros, one from Guangxi, the other from French Indochina. The one from Guangxi is going to go into Yunnan, Shan State 38 here, so exactly 4 movement, and the one from French Indochina will be 1 less. Other combat moves are going to be the 3 transports in Sea Zone 36 are each going to pick up a guy. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And one of them is going to go to Celebes and drop. One of them is going to go to Borneo and drop. And the third one is going to go to Java and drop on Java. Then one of the transports from Sea Zone 37 is going to pick up the 1 guy in Malaya. Well, no, he's going to pick up one of the artillery in Malaya, and he's going to drop on Sumatra. There. So we'll be taking those 4. And then we are going to have the following. So these tactical bombers, these planes in general, these tactical bombers from Guangxi, 2 of them are going to go Yunnan, Szechuan. 2 tactical bombers from Kiangsi are going to go Anhui, Hopei, Shenxi. 2 the fighter and tactical bomber from Kiangsi are going to go Anhui, Hopei, Suiyang. Make that just the 1 tactical bomber. That fighter is going to remain in Kiangsi. Yeah. Okay. So, in other, I believe that is all my combat moves. So, I'm going to go ask if he wants to scramble from India into that sea zone, or if he doesn't. So, just hold on right here. Okay, so Paul has responded that he wants both of his fighters in India to scramble into this sea battle. So let me grab everything and head on over to the board real quick, and we'll roll this out for us. Alrighty, so we're looking at 1 Japanese battleship, 2 strategic bombers, 1 cruiser, 1 submarine, and 2 fighters versus 2 British fighters, 1 cruiser, 3 destroyers, 1 carrier, and 2 transports if this all goes well. So let's go ahead and I'm going to just mix these up real quick. And let's start rolling. So we've got 3 F4s for the Japanese, 2 hits, and then we've got 4 at-3s. Ooh. 4 at-3s. And okay, so that's 1. That's fine. 1 hit there. And then the British get 4 at 3 at-3s. My bad. These are going to be at-4s. So we're going to have 2 at-4s for the British. 1 hit. 1 at-A3. Hit. And then 4 at-2s. No hits. So let's go ahead and take casualties. So on the Japanese side, we're going to damage the battleship, and we're going to lose 1 of the fighters. And in exchange, we're going to damage the carrier, and we're going to take the French 2 of the destroyers. So one of them being French, and the other being a British destroyer. Let's grab all these dice. Okay, let's go again. So we've got 3 at-4s. 1 hit. Then we've got 3 at-3s. 2 hits. Against the British having 2 at-4s. 2 hits. 1 at-A3. Hit. And 2 at-2s. Miss and miss. Okay, so let's go ahead and take casualties. So on the British side, the Japanese got 3 hits. So the destroyer, and then let me just put this back on the board and I'll do the Japanese casualties first. So Japanese casualties, we're going to take the fighter, the cruiser, and the submarine off. And then depending on what he answers, we may or may not be continuing. Okay, so Paul just responded, and he wants to take the carrier first as a casualty. Well, carriers before fighters, as is what I asked. So the destroyer will go, the cruiser will go, and the carrier will go. And at this point, I feel it is pertinent to call off should I call it off? Odds are I'm going to wipe out the fighters. The question is if it's worth half a battleship and a strat bomber. But I would get the 2 transports, so we'll press the attack. So I just hope I get 2 out of 3 on this one. So the Japanese rolling 3 at-4s. Okay, we got it. We got a 1, a 3, and a 6. So we got both of his remaining combat units. And then the British's return fire. 2 at-4s. Double miss. What? Okay. So the British lose both of their remaining fighters and the 2 transports in the sea zone. The Japanese return with 2 strat bombers and the damaged battleship in sea zone 39. Okay, the next combat move will be into Szechuan. Let's pull this over to the board. So we've got 3 Soviets against 3 Japanese and 2 planes. So we will have 1 infantry down here lower on the totem pole, and then the 2 tacks at 3s. Okay, so we've got 2 dice at 3s from the tack bombers. 1 hit. 2 dice at 2s from the infantry and artillery. Miss. And 1 die at a 1 from the remaining infantry. Miss. Okay, so we take off 1 Soviet, and the Soviets get 3 dice back at 2s. 1 hit, so we will lose our additional guy. And then let's go ahead and roll again. So we get 2 dice at 3s. No hits. Wow. 2 dice at 2s. 1 hit. To the Soviets, 2 at 2s. No hits. So the Soviets lose a man, Japanese don't lose anybody. But we go on to the next round of combat. 2 at 3s. Got him. Alright, so then the Soviets 1 at a 2. Ooh. No, don't you be doing that. 1 at a 2 from the Soviets. And he misses. So, nobody there. The Japanese survive with 1, and 2 planes. 1 infantry, 1 artillery, and the 2 planes in Szechuan. In Shensi, we have basically the same thing going on. So we're going to have 2 dice at 3s. Nothing. Wow. 2 dice at 2s. 2 hits. Very good. And 1 die at a 1. Nope. Okay. So that'll be 2 Chinese. And they get their 3 dice at 2s. No hits. So back to the Japanese. They get 2 dice at 3s. Ooh! That wasn't good. Okay, so 2 dice at 3s. And that is a 1, so it hits. And so the Chinese get 1 back at a 2. They do hit something. Okay, so we lose an infantryman, and the Chinese are defeated. Same result as the previous tile. So then here in Suiyuan, we have a slightly different. We don't have 2 planes, we only have the 1. So this might get a little bit different, but hopefully the same outcome. Okay, so 1 die at a 3. Nope. 2 dice at 2s. They didn't come out of the tower, so I'm not gonna. 2 dice at 2s. Come on, get out of the tower. There's one hit so far. And then 1 die at a 1. No. So we got 1 hit, and then the Chinese get their 3 dice. So there's 2, and here's a 3rd one, needing 2s.